USA Wrestling has seen unprecedented success in recent years. The talent is as rich as it's ever been. Many of today's stars are already legends. For the first time ever, FloWrestling is counting down the top 100 American wrestlers of all time. To help us in this journey, we're visiting the greatest wrestling museums in the country. Where does your favorite wrestler land? Tune in each week as we get to number 1. After finishing his high school career at 228-0, it seemed like Brent Metcalf was destined for greatness. When it finally did come time for Brent to put on the Iowa singlet, it's trouble for the rest of the country. Brent Metcalf goes on a tear. He's a heavy-handed, savvy wrestler who goes pedal to the metal for all 7 minutes. Not only does he end up winning a national title that first year he wrestles for the Hawkeyes, he wins the Hodge Trophy and wins what is now considered the toughest bracket ever.
The Hawkeyes hadn't won an NCAA championship since 2000. Metcalf was the guy that Tom Brands needed to get that program back on track. He wins again in 2010, runner-up in 2009, and every year, the University of Iowa wins an NCAA team championship.
As he transitioned into a freestyle wrestler, Metcalf had a foothold on the United States at 65 and 66 kilos, making 4 world teams in 6 years.
If you look at his hit list, who he beat a lot of world and Olympic medalists, world and Olympic champions. I think that sets Brent Metcalf apart from a lot of other wrestlers.
Guerrero was a 3-time state champion out of California who moved cross-country to Oklahoma to wrestle for John Smith and the Cowboys. At Oklahoma State, he was a 4-time All-American, winning 3 national titles for the Cowboys at 133 pounds. He was known for his slick and technical style of wrestling, and when he moved to the senior level, he had a phenomenal career. From 99 to 2003, he made every single world team.
Guerrero had some of the toughest competition in American history. World champions, Olympic champions, Olympians, NCAA champions, and that's certainly why he's on this list of all-time U.S. greats. Zane Rutherford is a 2-time world team member, but it's his NCAA dominance that puts him on this list. 5th place as a freshman, and then Zane ran the table 93-0 from his junior through senior years at Penn State, and his bonus rate was through the roof. Not only did Zane Rutherford go undefeated his final 3 years of college, but he won by an astounding 87% of his matches by bonus points. His junior season alone, he almost won by 90%, setting a precedent that is unprecedented in college wrestling.
His style, physical, in-your-face, heavy-handed, and brutal. Once he got on top, watch out, he was relentless. He would cork on you, he would turn you, he would twist you, and a lot of times he would pin you. Zane Rutherford, one of the best college wrestlers of all time.
In 2001, Iris Smith qualified for the World Championships, but she couldn't attend because of a military obligation. 4 years later, she would break new ground.
Iris Smith was just the 4th woman to win a world title in the United States of America, and she did it in grand fashion. She won that gold medal in 2005, and her Japanese opponent that she beat in the finals was a 5-time world champion.
Iris Smith paved the way for the future of women's wrestling.
A bruiser and a brawler, Royce Alger is much more known for his tenacious hand fighting than he was for his graceful technique. In fact, the Brands brothers would point to him as someone who was a mentor and influenced them in their own hand fighting.
When I think about Royce Alger, I think about what Dan Gable says about Royce Alger. Probably the greatest wrestling coach of all time. For him to say that Royce Alger was the toughest wrestler to come through the Iowa wrestling program says everything about who Royce Alger was and what he accomplished.
Royce Alger was a 2-time NCAA champion and a 3-time All-American. In 1990, he won a world silver medal.
Beats everyone, beats Kevin Jackson, 10-7 against him, beats Melvin Douglas, beats Dave Schultz. Royce Alger did it all on a wrestling mat. Consistency, that's the name of the game when you're talking about the next person on our list, Reagan. At King University, she was a 4-time WCWA finalist, winning 2 championships.
She brought home 2 medals from the Junior World Championships, which propelled her onto the senior level circuit. In 2016 and 2017, Allie earned silver medals at the Senior World Championships. Also on her resume, a pair of medals from the prestigious Reagan tournament out in Krasnoyarsk, Russia. Allie was a staple of consistency, earning her way onto 6 senior level world teams.
She had one of the best low singles in the game, and she carved out a unique spot, advancing women's wrestling for generations to come. When I think of Mike Houck, I think of someone that people should study about how to get it done.
In 1981 and 1983, Mike Houck made the United States World Team at 90 kilos in Greco-Roman. In 1984, he fell to Steve Frazier in the Olympic trial finals, who went on to win an Olympic gold medal. 1 year later, 1985, Houck makes the world team once again at 90 kilos, with 3 wrestlers in his weight class returning with world titles. It doesn't matter to him. Houck comes away in 1985 as your first ever United States Greco-Roman world champion.
Nobody said it could be done, and then when you look at his celebration after he won the 1985 World Championships, they throw him in the air, there's a great celebration. There's only been 5 wrestlers in U.S. history to win a world title in Greco-Roman wrestling. Mike Houck led the way. He was the first. When I think of Daniel Cormier, I think of pure entertainment. Here's a guy that transferred in from Colby Community College to Oklahoma State and really gave the Cowboys what they needed. Body throws, gut wrenches. He was the complete package.
While with the Cowboys, DC was an NCAA runner-up in 2001, falling to Cale Sanderson in the NCAA finals. But the freestyle senior circuit is where DC shined brightest. From 2003 to 2008, Cormier had a stranglehold on the United States of America, making every single world and Olympic team. He represented the United States in the 2004 and 2008 Olympics, and he took home a bronze medal from the 2007 World Championships.
Bill Cole was a different breed of wrestler. Here's a guy who fought in World War II, stormed the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, wins a Bronze Star medal, and then comes back to wrestle for the University of Northern Iowa in 1946.
He won NCAA titles in 1946, 1947, and 1948. He was also the first wrestler to ever twice be named Most Outstanding Wrestler at the NCAA Championships. Bill Cole had such a physical and brutal style of wrestling that they literally invented the modern-day slam rule because of him.
Legend has it that when he got on the mat, that he slammed someone so hard he knocked him out, shakes him so that the referee thinks that he's still moving, eventually gets the fall. Bill Cole left his mark on college wrestling.
Crazy. James Green suffered tragedy early in his life and could have gone one or two ways, but he stayed the course and persevered. Ended up at the University of Nebraska. James Green was a 4-time All-American for the Huskers.
But his best success was going to be at the World Championships. He had an absolute lockdown on the 70-kilogram weight class, making 6 teams in a row. 2 medals and part of that 2017 World Championship team, which was monumental because it was the first time the U.S. men's freestyle team won the World Championships since 1995.
The addition of the 70-kilo weight class was amazing for James Green. He was too big for 65 kilos. He was too small for 74, fitted perfectly at 70. James Green is known for his explosive takedowns and has a great transition to a leg lace.
Who is James Green? He's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
That's it for this round. Stay tuned next week to see who makes the cut.